sell, 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 sell. And I think some people like me maybe don't come out of the world of marketing and don't love marketing. We would like to be working on the life transformation we can do for people using the knowledge we have, helping people to change their lives rather than like all day funnels, and writing hundreds of emails and so many marketing things. Oh, I got to be on, Facebook 3 times a day.
Not all of them are probably going to be community worthy, I would imagine.
We do 2 exercises in Community Growth Academy. We do an opportunity worksheet where you're like, well, what are all the different things you know about that you might do a community around? And then we talk about where that intersects with money in the market that people would spend to learn about that in a persistent way. Community is like you're hoping your members are going to stay a long time. And so it's like a topic that you could iterate, if you think in blogging terms, you could iterate hundreds of topics on, that there are all kinds of slices and angles and new things happening. It's a fast changing thing. Yeah. I mean, the other community that's launched already, this is the magic of communities. You can take yourself out of this business and you can sell it for life-changing money. And then you can be traveling like me. That you don't have to work until you drop. I feel like too many online entrepreneurs' business model is work till I drop, and work 7 days a week, work 24/7 all the time. And paid community doesn't have to be like that.
Hi, I'm Matt Levenhagen, founder of Unified Web Design, UnifiedLabs.ai, and the host of the Builders Podcast. Here on the Builders, our goal is to uncover the first principles behind building businesses, products, and services. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe or follow wherever you're listening. And if you find value in our content, a like, share, or review is always appreciated. Let's dive in and explore the roots of innovation and progress together. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another The Builders. Today, we are joined by Carol Tice. Welcome to the show, Carol.
Thanks for having me, Matt.
So, Carol, you are first of all, a digital nomad, which is really cool. We might have to talk about that for a minute. But you're a digital communities person. You run the Community Growth Academy, something like that, right?
That's the one.
What do you guys do at the Community Growth Academy, if you want to give me a 1-minute snippet?
I help coaches, consultants, and other experts launch and grow paid communities so they can earn more reliable income with less marketing and impact more people's lives.
Very nice. Very nice. So digital nomad, for somebody that doesn't know, what is that and where are you right now?
Well, it's different things to different people. I mean, some people are like backpacking through Europe, but we went full-time in our RV just over a year ago. And so we mostly travel in the RV, though we did just get back from Europe. And yeah, so that's what we do. We are based in Seattle, but we're down south in the winter and here and there other times.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I like to watch YouTube, and there's a number of channels out there of people that are traveling the country or traveling the world in Europe or whatever. Actually, a few are based elsewhere in the world. And I always find that fascinating.
The digital tools we have now just really make this possible. It's just have Starlink will travel now. I can just be anywhere. I'm here at my home base in Seattle today. We're actually going to leave this afternoon and go out to Long Beach, Washington, because it's going to be really hot in Seattle for Seattle people anyway, like high 80s. And we're going to go out to the coast and go see some sand dunes and bike along the water and do that thing.
That's what's awesome, though. Yeah, I mean, you can just you can move with the weather. You can also have purpose behind where you're going. You can have, I like one that I follow does races and stuff, and so she'll go to a certain place to go on some kind of cross country racing or whatever. But she travels around and does that stuff. But yeah, I just love it. I love the idea of it.
What I
But
love
it's
is
also
the no packing and unpacking. No, oh my God, I forgot to bring this thing. No, I have all the things with
you have it
me
all.
that I
You have it
have
all.
all the time.
And
So
what kind
I
of
kind of love that part of it. And
what kind of
and I'm like on a massive food control trip. So, I have my fridge, I have my stove. I don't have to eat out every meal like you often get trapped in when you're traveling. So
right?
I love that.
So you're like in a van, or is it like a converted bus, or what is it?
We are in a 24-foot RV.
Oh wow, RV.
So, yeah, it's not very big. We're not in
Doing it in
one of the
style.
massive beasts that
Yeah.
roam, that you can only
I can't
park at a gas
conceptualize.
station or an RV park.
Yeah.
We like to be able to, be more maneuverable than that and
Right.
stuff. So,
Very nice. Okay, well, let's actually dive into the digital world and talk
absolutely.
more about what you do and what your journey's been. Like, tell us a little bit about your origin story and what's kind of led up to what you're doing today and what informs the amazing things you're doing in the world.
Sure thing. Well, I started out as a freelance writer and got into journalism. Did 12 years as a staff journalist at 2 different publications. Got laid off and got back into freelancing, and I thought I would get another job, but freelancing just really took off. And now we're at about 2008-9, and a lot of other people's freelance writing income is going down, and I noticed that mine was going up because my commitment was I'm driving this up to 6 figures. That was my goal. And it seemed like a lot of people didn't know how to do that. And having been a business journalist, I kind of brought some business discipline to my business. And I thought I could write a blog about this and maybe spin it into a book, and 1 million people would buy that and I would be rich. That was my initial premise. But anyway, the blog went along, and obviously the book did not, solve all my financial problems. And
but you did write the book. It sounds like
I did write a book and then more books, but for freelancers. But I was looking for ways to monetize my blog, and I joined a paid community for bloggers. And as soon as I got in it, I just went, this is amazing, and there's nothing like this for freelance writers, and there needs to be. And I was musing on it, went to the late Liz Strauss's Successful Online Business Conference in Chicago, and came home committed to launching it in 90 days. Like, stop going, gee, there should be a community for freelance writers. That'd be really great. And put the hammer down and open it. And I did. And I had a decent sized list from my blog, which had been running for a few years by then. This is 2011. So I launched Freelance Writers Den in 2011 and grew it eventually to 1,500 members with a couple of sort of ceilings we hit along the way. I got stuck at 500 members, couldn't figure out how to do more. And so this was, my offer was $25 a month, all you can eat content and, live events and everything, and community forums, ask questions all the time, and, leave any time. And it actually stayed that the whole 12 years I ran it. I was afraid to raise the prices, which my buyer did. But I hit the wall at 500 members and ran it by some of my mentors. And one of them was like, are you open all the time? Oh, honey, you need to close the doors and only be open sometimes and create a feeling of exclusivity. And oh, I really need to create urgency of I need to join this week. This is the week they're open. And that helped drive it to 1,000, where we also got kind of stuck. And I ended up hiring a business consultant who wisely pointed out that over the years, my offerings had gotten more and more diverse. I had 2 other main income streams going on besides Freelance Writers Den. I had a co-LLC with another teacher, and we were selling courses, and I had a coaching program. And I started to be approached by buyers and started learning about what they like and what they want. And obviously the coaching thing is, nothing to them. That's going away when they buy it. So she was like, you've got to just set this up so all roads lead to the den. You have all these different offers you're making in rotation, and you're creating confusion about what people should do. You need all roads to lead to the den. We did that and drove to 1,500 members. And right about then came COVID winter, and that's when I sold the business. So we had that growth trajectory going into it. And of course, when people are being laid off and can't go to jobs, my joke is if, 10 people are laid off, like 2 of them want to become freelance writers and are like, I'm done working for the man. This is it. This is my chance. I like writing. And so it's a great opportunity time. And I sold it to people we could never be in a room in Texas, who then flipped my business to another buyer 90 days later. So,
is that right?
Wild times.
I wonder.
But feel free. We can break that down, more. But that's sort of the big arc of business one. And then I kind of thought I was done. And one of my mentors said, I thought I'm just going to travel in the RV. I'm still a journalist. I ghostwrite books for thought leaders, so I have that. And he was like, well, I don't know. I think you should do another online business. What have you learned? I was like, I only know about freelance writing and I have an NDA. I have a non-compete. I can't do another community about freelance writing, and I don't want to anyway, because over the decade I've learned that, freelance writers are broke a lot and neurotic and have a lot of issues, and I'm kind of done. I've taught what I came to teach in that. Yeah. And he was like, but what did you learn in 12 years of operating a paid community? And I was like, oh, paid community. I could talk about that all day. Let me tell you how to kick members out and how to run secret sales. And, and I then it was like, yeah, I should help other people do that. Because what I found is that the core of everything I've done since kind of launching the blog is that I love to help other people make money. That I didn't know that about myself till I kind of got into it. But it's better than butter. It's more fun than if I made the money. When a member says, I got this better gig, or I opened my community and now I have 500 members, which one of our early members has already done. It's just, I don't know. It's so gratifying to participate in other people's life transformation where they just have a better lifestyle,
Yeah.
So,
if you can do something where you can
here
impact
I still
lives.
am.
Yeah, no,
helping people make more money.
And you're still doing it, but you're doing it in the context of teaching people how to build these communities.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like there are so many life coaches, business coaches out there. They train, they get certified as a coach, and a year or two later, they're getting a day job. They haven't been taught how to find clients, and they're chasing $10,000 clients and, big ticket offer. And the thing about those is that they take so much marketing. You're booking 2-hour webinars 5 times a week, sell. And I think some people like me, maybe don't come out of the world of marketing and don't love marketing. We would like to be working on the life transformation we can do for people, using the knowledge we have, helping people to change their lives rather than all day funnels, and writing hundreds of emails and so many marketing things. Oh, I got to be on, Facebook 3 times a day. And so that's what I loved about the paid community model initially, and I still love it, which is that it's a whole lot easier to sell a $25 or a $47 or $97 offer that's no obligation. Quit after a month. I don't care. If you're not happy here, I don't want you here,
Right.
This is such an easier sell, and you can do less marketing and do more helping people make more money, in my case. That's what I love.
I'm really excited to get into that, but I'm probably going to rewind a little bit here, though.
Sure.
Because first of all, you're getting me excited because I built communities back in the day, and I built memberships and communities, and I remember those days fondly. I can relate totally with some of the stuff you're saying, being able to help others make money or change their lives, or somebody comes to you and be like, and shows me, in my realm, it was affiliate checks or affiliate statistics. Hey. They made all these sales and
been there,
because
done
they did this thing. Yeah. And so I love that, but I also love the fact that I'm excited because I feel like you're telling me that this is still, people are still doing this today. It's still a model that works. So that is something I'm.
It's so much more than that, Matt. It's people are doing communities now more than ever. And like venture capital and angel investors are flooding into big platforms that host community and enable community because community is the future of online business. What are we all lacking in our lives? Why are we so lonely? Why does no one get us?
Right.
And often there are situations where the only way to find community is to connect across geographies. So many people who joined Freelance Writers Den were like, oh my God, I'm in Peoria and there's no one here who gets freelance writing and they keep asking me when I'll get a job and I have this client question and no one understands, and this is where they find their people. We can only find our people, by connecting people all over the world. And I'd say that's another big thrill to me, to teach people all over the world without leaving my seat.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's fun. Yeah, that's fun.
But the other thing that's happening, the reason money is coming into paid community and paid community is exploding is because the barrier to entry on paid community has gone through the floor. So when I built Freelance Writers Den, I was paying $6,000, $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 a month to webmaster teams to keep my WordPress forums and all the different softwares, affiliate software, all the different things you need integrated and updated and, redesigned, and so costly. And now my cost on Community Growth Academy is $200. Skool is $97, and I use High Level for marketing emails to the lead list I have. It's $97, and that is all I'm spending in terms of ongoing cost.
Yeah, so I remember. So I was kind of in the Wild Wild West days. I think we were making it up as we went. I literally built my first community back in 2005. So back then it was. You had to kind of piecemeal stuff together. Like I literally
things together. Yes,
you're right. Exactly. So it was a little bit of WordPress. I think I was using Joomla for one of them. I had like I built multiple. Oh my God. But I had like a core one that I had that was built on vBulletin. I think we had some PHP BB or all that. And then you'd have to figure out how you're going to protect it. So I think it was called a member. I used that and some other tools back, but it was always this cobbling together. I wasn't paying thousands like you were, but
oh my God, such a mess.
Yeah, but I remember just how challenging it was to kind of do that. And we did it. But the community was at the heart of every single one we did. And it was that, showing up every day, going in that forum, seeing what people are doing, helping people out, and then having challenges and different things you would do in the community to bring them together. And that was just so much fun. But
the deep secret is you don't just get to impact more lives, have more reliable income, and often more income than you would have had going after $10,000 offers, and do less marketing, but it's fun.
But it's fun, yeah.
And my 500 member community launcher actually just said that to me. He's 80 as it happens, and he goes on a lot of trips. But he's like, when I'm here, I'm just in the community because it's fun. And I'm like, you could totally not do anything in your community and show up on one Q&A a month. You could spend 1 hour a month in this community. And he was like, but I like it. It's fun. Who says that about their business?
You right, and the thing is, you're actually building relationships with all these people. You expect you're going to, whether you hang out in a coffee shop or a bar. It's like that those people that you hang out with every month or every day, and you're all going through the same stuff because you all have something in common. Yes. And that's I miss that.
You
so
really
much.
Get to know each other, and you really get to know your members On that trip to Europe, I saw 3 of my members. 2 from 3. Well, they all dated to past communities, and 2 of them are also in Community Growth Academy now,
Nice.
launching paid communities on kind of passion topics of theirs. And several of them said that they still call the accountability buddy that we got them.
Oh, wow.
I'm a huge proponent of one of the big things you do in the community is get people a buddy. Highly predictive of their success versus I don't have a buddy.
I like that. Yeah, and these relationships last. Like I still am friends with. There was a point where I was like made sure I followed everyone on Facebook, but Facebook was just becoming a thing back then. But I was like I don't want to, because I really like these people. You know, I get nostalgic when I think back.
Yes.
But so let's talk a minute about. Okay, so I know how hard. For me, how it played out was I actually belonged to some communities, some other people's communities. That's how I ended up doing my communities. But I had actually, in what happened with how it unfolded for me is that back in the day, when we're talking 2004 or 5, I would create these little, we call them like special reports. They were just short, like 20, 30 page reports or on any topic. And I had created one on how I was making some money or how I was testing markets with affiliate marketing and pay-per-click. And in the community that I revealed it, they had a little marketplace there. I sold like 150 copies or something. And then I took it to this other marketplace and knew about another 150, so like 300 within the first week. And then I'm like, oh, I have something here. That turned into an ebook. But when we launched all this, I actually got a partner to help me with the membership side of things. So we launched it and then back-ended a membership, and that's where that all came out of. We leveraged my ebook, my informational product to then if they liked what they read and learned, they want to learn more, join my community. That's how I kind of got into that. So I had to have something initially that kind of was a good spark to get that going. How do you, let's get into the nuts and bolts of it. How does somebody get started building a community? Obviously, they probably already have some kind of craft or product or something they're doing.
I'm kind of working with 2 types of community builders. One are, you've been doing this a while. You're an established coach, consultant, expert in something. You do a lot of public speaking, you have some visibility and you've got people you could market this to already.
Right.
You are 60 to 90 days from launching a community. You just need to know the steps and just kind of check them off. You already have an audience to sell it to. You need to survey them, find out what they would want in a paid community and what they would pay for that, and then peg it up a little higher than they said, and which is exactly what I did. And you need to decide what your minimum launch content is going to be. You need to write a launch sequence. What are you going to offer? How long are you going to be open? All the time? Only a week? What is your launch going to look like? Open the doors. Put in your minimum launch content and get rolling. But I am also working with what I like to call ideators. These are people who have different passions in life, and they've been doing it avidly, but not necessarily as they're living. Like one of the people I met up with in Europe and Portugal is doing a site called We're Moving to Europe. And she spent 10 years researching where she wanted to go and stuff. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. And as you may know, this is a very popular topic just now. And relocating from America. So she is about to, I think she's almost open. I think August she'll be open.
Awesome.
And another one is into food freedom, growing your own food and controlling your food chain and eating really healthy and clean. And she's going to do a thing I'm very excited about, where I think it's going to be the whole community curating resources around how-tos. And so it's that thing like lolcats, where the members, the people contribute the content that you then make a book out of and make money off of. And there's not much you have to do in the community. So there's a lot of ideas buzzing around. Ideators have a longer road because they first need to do audience building and build that list to sell to. So that's actually what I'm really focused on right now. We have an audience building jetpack, and we're talking with people about what are your 2-3 channels going to be. And I'm actually doing that myself because this is a pivot to a new niche for me. I'm doing podcasts and building a YouTube channel with some evergreen content about community building and launching and growing and all the good things. So, you have to kind of pick some marketing lanes and get going if you don't already have that audience, or maybe have affiliates, to circle back to what you were saying, who might let you guest for them and promote what you're doing, and you can borrow other people's audiences is the other.
So the how sounds like it's pretty diverse. It's dependent on where you're starting, and it's funny because I'm thinking about this. Like, quick pause to give a shout out to the sponsors of the Builders Podcast, Unified Web Design and UnifiedLabs.ai. At Unified Web Design, we specialize in crafting custom websites and offering complete design and development solutions to help businesses build a strong, lasting online presence. Now, through UnifiedLabs.ai, a project I'm really excited about, we're helping businesses tap into the power of AI and automation, designing smarter systems, streamlining operations, and building practical tools that actually work. From audits to implementation, we help brands navigate the AI landscape with clarity and confidence. Whether you need a custom website or you're ready to explore how AI can transform your workflows, visit UnifiedWebDesign.com and UnifiedLabs.ai. Now back to our show. What could I do today? And I start thinking about what I do for a living. But then I'm like, oh, wait, this is actually open to your hobbies or other interests you might have. Maybe I don't want to build a community with a bunch of coders in it, or designers, or whatever, or WordPress people. Maybe it could be something else, one of my other passions that I could build a community around. How do you is there any validation of an idea that you speak to? Like we have a lot of things we're passionate about, but not all of them are probably going to be community worthy, I would imagine.
We do 2 exercises in Community Growth Academy. We do an opportunity worksheet where you're like, well, what are all the different things you know about that you might do a community around? And then we talk about where that intersects with money in the market that people would spend to learn about that in a persistent way. Community is like you're hoping your members are going to stay a long time. And so it's like a topic that you could iterate, if you think in blogging terms, you could iterate hundreds of topics on, that there are all kinds of slices and angles and new things happening. It's a fast changing thing. Yeah. I mean, the other community that's launched already from Community Growth Academy is a longtime copywriter who's launched Writers Plus Robots, which is all about how to use AI in your writing. So another very hot topic that, she decided to do her community in that direction, where she has a lot of kind of broad copywriting and SEO knowledge.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so it's basically you think about it from the perspective of like if it's a niche that people are always learning. There's always new things happening. There's always things to, you can imagine yourself writing all kinds of content. Because thinking back to my foray into the affiliate marketing / pay-per-click world, where you were using paid traffic to promote affiliate programs, and that especially in those days, so much changed between like 2004 to 2011, 12. I'm still changed after that. But in my time before I retired from that, there was always something to talk about. The next thing, what's Google doing? Why did this, they introduced quality scores, and, you could do this with a landing page. You couldn't do that with a landing page. And
oh my God, they did an update. Everything's different now. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And then as a community, you come together and discuss that. And that becomes the value of the community, right?
Yes.
Because
you're crowdsourcing answers. Somebody saw an article, somebody saw this other thing. We put it all together and we start to see the pattern of where
Yeah.
things are going, that kind of future telling. Community is huge for that, where you get all the brains together. And, I want to say, just talking about this makes me want to say that community is not for everyone. And I did have just someone say, who joined, say, I've realized I don't have a passion for community. You need two things, I think, for community. And one is, that heart for feeling it's fun to be helping people transform their lives. You want to interact with them. If you would like to set up a course and have it run on autopilot, if that's your idea of a great thing, do that. I think that's harder and harder to earn with, because it doesn't get great results and people want to ask you questions. I just think I think it's a very crowded and tough niche now to just put up a course that runs on autopilot, but you can meet lots of people who want to teach you that that's the answer to online business. But if you're, so you need the heart to interact, but also if nothing's changing and you can just create one course and that's all you're going to have, then sell a course. You have a course in you and nothing's changing. Okay. It's hard to sustain what sustains the community is that need to stay current and what is happening now. And,
Right. So that's interesting. So like I'm thinking about it, again, I guess comparing myself, I guess I'm going traveling back in time.
Yes, you are.
But when I
set the Wayback Machine for 2005.
Right. There you go. But no, because I belong to these, I belong to a private community. It was called actually AdWords Mentor. I don't know if anyone will remember that. But it was basically all the people in the community. There was probably 1,000 people in this community all doing AdWords and with affiliate marketing. And but I remember when I was in that community is that I enjoyed sharing what I was doing every day. I enjoyed seeing what other people were doing. I enjoyed sharing my results and what I'm like, oh, look at this. I spent 5 cents and made $10, kind of thing. Back in
so much less lonely.
Yeah, and it was.
In
it was
work,
It was fun, and I started feeling connected and bonded with these people. And what happened was I had somebody in that community. They're like, "You're sharing all this stuff, Matt. You should package it up and, and sell it. You got all these secrets. You got this system you're using." But I think at that moment I realized I really enjoy communities, and I had been in other ones as well, public ones. And like you said, I think you make a good point. It's not going to be for everybody, though. It's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
Because what else do you need?
You kind of need to be a people person.
You need to be a people person, but you also want. But you're also, if you're building a community, you have to manage it, right? And what's entailed with that? Or
hire someone to manage it.
Moderators.
I mean, eventually, I didn't answer forum questions. I didn't host my podcast. And that's part of the setting it up to sell. And that's the other thing that's magical about paid community for coaches and consultants, because when you're a coach or you're a consultant, you do not have a saleable business. You are not building a saleable asset. You are the business. But when you build a paid community and you take yourself out of that community and train up people to do all the things, and over time, people in your community acquire a lot of expertise. That 80-year-old, I should say, it's the Retirement Money Secrets Income Investing Community that the 80-year-old runs. And some of his people have been clients of his back to before he sold his investment practice. And they know a lot, and they can run the community and answer basic questions about the type of investing he teaches about and stuff. He doesn't really have to do anything. He sells in investment universes of things that meet his quality screens, and someone else can do that. They know how to put it together. This is the magic of communities. You can take yourself out of this business and you can sell it for life-changing money, and then you can be traveling like me. That you don't have to work until you drop. I feel like too many online entrepreneurs' business model is work till I drop, and work 7 days a week, work 24/7 all the time. And paid community doesn't have to be like that. I hired moderators in other time zones so that other people could be answering questions at other times when I don't like to be working. And
Right.
and I am a Shomer Shabbos person, so I'm never online on Saturdays. And that is like the first thing. You set the hours. You're like, we'll be answering questions from X hour to, well, 5 days a week. I think the first thing my buyer did was fire the weekend moderator, help desk people and say, yeah, we're open just business hours. That's all. That's how they wanted to play it.
But it's your business. You can make those decisions, and
it is your
build
business
it around your
to
life.
run. You can be involved in it as you want or not, and you can build it to sell it, which I didn't do. I got to kind of redo a lot of it to sell it. So I actually created a course in Community Growth Academy called Built to Sell, so other people can avoid my mistakes in not engineering it from the beginning with the thought of someday maybe I want this to be something someone else could buy and operate and think would live without me.
Yeah, it's not easy to do that. Like I remember, again, I'm going back in time. So I had built this community. And then what's interesting is something you said is I found it interesting because there were certain people in the community that started to lead. They started to always be there and helping, and a few of those folks became kind of junior partners in the community. And like we actually kind of partnered together to work on this, and in one case it didn't work out for that person. They decided that wasn't for them. A couple others came on board and they were helping, and they helped expand the content, do other things or whatever. But so that's really interesting. But at the same time, like I felt like at some point I didn't find a way to pivot myself out of it. Like I was so baked into the actual brand of it because it was like my methods. It was my this, my that. It was Matt's name was on everything. And
my name is still on the community I sold.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
But it's,
yeah.
But
I'm the founder. The founder did this and that and developed this and that.
Okay.
That doesn't mean you have to stick around forever.
Right. Right.
I'm glad you brought this up about how you get help, because the thing is, once you have a community and people are paying a monthly rate to be in that community, you could do trade outs and give them a free membership, and they might answer forum questions for an hour a week for you. And that is what we did. And we would rotate people in and out, give other people chances. And all of the staff I had, who were also all freelancers, because it was a freelance writing community, my blog editor that I eventually hired, 2 admins, a job board editor, they all came from inside the community and really knew the audience and the mission. And you get all your people from inside there, and some of them you can get to work on trade outs, which is nice budget wise. And it's like now you have something that is of high value to them that essentially costs you nothing to give them. So to me, one of the just beauties of the model. And I wanted to circle back to affiliate sales, which you talked about being in, because obviously once you have a paid community offer, you can get affiliate sellers. You don't have a big ticket offer, which does attract a lot of affiliates, but what you have is a persisting offer where they get paid every month, and it can become a real cash cow for the right affiliate, and people dig it. Train them up, give them some resources. You can still go on Freelance Writer's Den and see all of the resources I created for affiliates. Here's some banners, and, here's posts about strategies and ideas of how to do this and the ethics around it and making sure you disclose it's an affiliate link and all the things you need to know. But even better, you also train your members to be affiliates, and Skool just enabled this. I'm like, thank you. And they did not have that. You weren't able to do it until like last month. But your members are the best affiliates because they love the community and are using it. And if they get a couple, 3 friends to join, now their membership is free. And their friends stay in, and now they're never leaving. So Why would you leave? It's free. I get paid by it. I pay into it at all. It's a wash. Or better, if they get serious about it, we used to pay out thousands and thousands of dollars to affiliates. And I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it because it's like every dollar you're paying them, you got $1 also, that you would never have had without that referral. I think it's
Absolutely.
beautiful. I love it. I love people making their membership free. That's my fave. Because it becomes a real perpetual motion machine for membership. You get this core of people who are staying forever.
Yeah, well, I mean, that can, from my experience back then, I had people that had free memberships, and but then they wouldn't show up because the value wasn't there anymore. Like they weren't paying.
But
I feel like sometimes when people are paying,
the affiliates work. It's not like when you give gratis memberships, which high level of non-participation. It seems like the money makes you commit. People are like, why do you charge for this? You probably have enough money. Because it makes you commit. You're actually not going to do it.
if you're paying for something.
I did scholarships for courses I ran. I've done them. Zero participation. The money makes you commit. So I have, no guilt about asking you to put some money on the line because that's what makes you do it.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant to affiliates from within. I had a few really pan out. I had one affiliate in particular. He went off to. We belonged to like the original memberships and communities I was in. Then he joined mine, and then while he was in mine, he created his own ebook. And then, we talked. I'm like, you need to back end a membership. He does that, and he does way better than I did. He became uber successful, right? Which is fine.
That's the joy of the students exceeding the teacher. Yeah.
Well, and I think he was watching what I was doing. He just kind of emulated it. But we stayed friends. But it was like the thing. What he did though is in that book, ebook he wrote. He became an affiliate, and in that ebook that he sold way more than I did, tens of thousands, who knows how many over time. But he had a little note about my community and my methods. My methods were called campaign blasting. So he's like, this is a way you can make some money or whatever. And a lot of people came through that affiliate link. And so I was paying out thousands a month with that, or we do special promotions with other people's lists.
Yes.
It is a wonderful thing when somebody sends you hundreds of members or whatever, and
it's beautiful.
Yes, they're getting a big chunk.
You become friends.
But,
you like those people. You get on calls with them. You want to know how to help them make their lives better. How can you help them be a better affiliate? Yeah, you are talking.
Affiliate marketing
that's
is a
the
whole
magic
thing.
of Skool. So like when we all hand built our communities, I couldn't, if anyone in my community went off and founded another community, I didn't get paid. But on Skool, I do. And so I am earning from Skool. The other thing is that running affiliate programs was a massive headache. You had to get everybody's tax forms and do all this tax reporting. Skool does it for you. They split it. You never receive the money that's their part of that's their commission side. And they do the tax work. So amazing. Such a headache spared. So there's kind of two levels of it. You can earn from referring members into communities you belong to, and you can earn from referring people to Skool as a platform who start their own communities as well. So
beautiful thing.
It becomes a whole other money center
stream
to the business.
Yep. And we do that for others.
A lot of reasons why
cyclical.
it's exploding.
No. So tell me a little bit about. So somebody they got an idea and they validated that idea. They think this is going to be a good thing. I can create a lot of content around it.
Next, market research. Right. We talked about the opportunities worksheet, and the next is the market research. You go out in the market. Is there something like that already out there? Because if there isn't anything like that out there, we don't think there's an opportunity at this. But we're not inventing wheels here. If there is a business in something, somebody's running some kind of it in some fashion. And what you're looking for is how you can be different from what all's already out there in that space. I have someone who's doing a marketing for residential remodelers community. And she found all the other competing communities. It's a woman, marketer and copywriter. And she found that all of the other communities were like some hardcore marketing bro type energy. It was all guys, even though all of the people who end up doing the remodeler marketing seem to be women. It's the admin in the office. And she was like, I think there's an audience who would relate to me better. So that's what you're looking for, is where is your point of difference in a niche that's out there? And you look at, what are they charging? What do they got in their community? How many members they got? See what's out there already. And then you see, where's the hole in the market? What's not happening here? Who's not being served? What audience are they going after? And maybe I like a different audience than that, maybe they're all 20 and 30 somethings, and I want to do, people approaching retirement who want to build a business they can kind of operate in retirement. There's always different ways to slice it. And there's lots of people out there in the world, there's not a shortage of people you could target.
Yeah, I think it's like any competitive niche, like you always got to find how you're going to differentiate yourself, what you're going to bring to the forefront in terms of what makes you different. So then once you do that, then you have to go after that market. So either by studying how your competitors do it, or join communities, or find ways to tell the world about what you're doing. Right.
If you're a coach or consultant, you may have already attracted that audience, and you notice kind of what is unique about my audience is all, women who are 35 to 50, whatever. You've noticed who magnetizes to you, or mine are all, family-owned businesses that are in the second generation and they're struggling, and you see what your niche is already, and you have that list to market to, or you got to build it.
Well, even if you don't have a list, should you build a list first? Because you don't want to open the doors and there's like one person in there.
Yes. I keep meeting people who have opened the doors on communities with kind of no one to market to, and now they got 10 people, or they've never opened even. They're like, I had this idea and I built this whole community, and now what? They have no audience, and they haven't been talking to people about their journey. The easiest way to have a good launch is pre-marketing, is bringing your audience along on the journey of what you are building. You make them take a pre-launch survey, and you give everyone who takes it some kind of a deal on the community, so they're going to join. You give them some bonus or a discount price or whatever. And you're on your social all the time. What do you think of these brand colors? What do you think of this logo? Here's the proposed cover of my ebook that you're going to get when you join.
That's awesome. I love that.
So by the time you're opening, they know all about it, and they feel part of it already. They're like, oh, I remember this. She's building this thing, and it's going to be really awesome. And then you open the doors and just say, that thing we've been talking about that you told me you need, it's open now, and you can join. And they sign up because you built it kind of with your people.
Yeah, and then in the process, you're validating it even more. You're like, you're getting people excited about this thing that opens up, and that's incredible. So, and the other thing too, you mentioned, so some I remembered way back in the day. So when I had this weird thing, like one of my memberships, I don't know why, for a while I subscribed to Wall Street Journal. It was like, and back in the days, it was like $6.95 a month or something, and it was cheap. And so I don't know why I subscribed to that. I think I wanted to be a business guy or something. Anyway, and I'm like, that's a great price. You get lots of people on that, and that's a good entrance offer. And so I launched with that. I think I even did a deal like $3.95 or something. So the initial people coming in were really, really coming in for cheap. But then as I raised the price over time, and I went to like 27, 37, 47, 67. There's a lot of sevens. 97 eventually, I think. I don't know if I went past 67. But those initial people that came in were with me for years. They never left because I think they felt like they were grandfathered in. I told them so. They're grandfathered in. You're always going to pay this price. and they were still getting all this value as we added to things over time.
I did this as well. I had initial half-price members who took the pre-launch survey, but if they left, that would kill the price. They had to stay in continuously, and they never left.
And they just, that's like,
yeah, these are your raving fans. They've taken the time to take your survey. They're talking to you on LinkedIn about your book cover, and your community screenshot of your mock-up of how your site's going to look. And they're interested and they're passionate about it. And like you say, some of them become like, even without an offer, they're just on the forums all the time, helping everybody. They just are that kind of person. They're a giving person. They like to help people, Yeah.
And I love the idea of building in public, though. That's a great idea. Like, it makes me want to do it now. I just make you
don't build a community in a vacuum.
Yeah.
I would almost say you can't build a community in a vacuum. You sitting by yourself going, well, I think the world needs this. Here's my community. Boom.
Yeah.
All you're going to learn is that what you put up is not what people needed. And I want to say, I had a little bit of this with Community Growth Academy because I really didn't anticipate how many people would come in who had not yet built audience. And so now we're building that piece. So I clearly needed to do more research, drink more of my own Kool-Aid, and get more different types of people involved to see what all people needed. The more you dig your fingers into the community while you're building, the less of this backfilling you will have to do, and the more enthusiasm, the more great of a launch week you're going to have, where people just come in the doors, and you're breaking even real quick, and you're happy. And it's so scalable, unlike coaching and consulting, where you are selling hours and you only have so many. It does not take more energy to serve 1,500 members than 1,000 or 500.
Oh, that's a great thing. Yeah, it's like that was I miss those days.
Yeah.
So let's talk a minute about the Skool. Why Skool, and what are there other options out there? Or
absolutely.
Just like this is the best option?
We do a tech teardown in Community Growth Academy on the 3 biggest platforms out there: Kajabi, and Circle, and Skool. And there were some specific reasons we liked Skool, and it's partly because I happen to be doing a community of community builders. The affiliate offer was extremely appealing, and I believe the other two may not have that. Not everyone's community will be the kind that your members are going to go start a lot of communities. So that was something unique to me. But now that they're doing the affiliates where members can refer people in also, and doing all the paperwork on that as well, that is just mwah. I don't know. It's just simple, super easy, and non-technical to set up. And I'm so not a technical person. I don't know how I got into this line of work I am a tech totally just makes me sob over my keyboard. I hire people. I do not do my own tech.
Yeah, even as a tech guy, though, you'd rather focus on the actual community and a business and using tools that are already being
how
maintained.
Do I learn this new tool? That I did that. I've done that ramp. At one point, I did a post where I listed all of the programs I had to learn to run my business back in the day.
Yeah.
And it was insane.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what I'm loving about Skool, is that it's just all integrated. The forum software is there. I can pop in my course, pop in a video. I can change the names. We just changed the names of all our forums to be more useful. It's just super easy.
And then you integrate. What's high level do for you?
It's not really integrated with Skool. It's just, you need an email program to run it off of. I think you can integrate it better than I have, no doubt, because I am not that technical.
But keep it simple. Keeping it simple is probably
it's just where I email my list. So you just need something to do that with,
Gotcha. Interesting.
That can do segmentation. That's all.
This has been a great conversation. I literally am, number one, I'm kind of nostalgic here. I'm like thinking back of the days of doing this, how much I loved getting up every day and having that community and having that also that base income that we didn't talk much about, but that having that base income and sorry.
Oh my God.
And
nothing more beautiful than waking up in the morning and just seeing that all of your emails are from PayPal. Just
yeah,
ding,
right,
ding, ding,
exactly.
ding, 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 ding. Yeah.
Right. But
So
but
good.
it forms a foundation revenue wise that few things can. And there's going to be
Yes.
fluctuations. There's going to be, people leaving and coming and going, whatever. But if you can maintain that, and then you can do other stuff on top of that, and it's like that pays the
Yes.
bills, and then everything else on top. That's how I like to kind of approach it.
Yeah, I built a mid-career freelance writer mastermind small group coaching thing on top of it. A lot of people in Skool now are doing a free level community, and they sell you their courses inside of it.
Oh, right.
I don't like that. Too much more selling. Yeah. But some people dig that because you just get mass adoption of the free level. And then now you've got your audience, boom, to sell to. So there's something to be said for that. Or they have a free level and a paid level in the community. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of ways to slice it now, and it's so super easy to change the price you're charging, start a free level, do a free trial. All these things are instant, not endless conversation about like, oh my God, we need new forum software and it'll need to talk to the affiliate software and this thing and this plugin. Oh, blah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I love that. I love that.
Super easy.
And even in what I do, like we have retainers, we have things that help in that regard because I feel that's important for almost anything I do. I want to do that.
Certainly.
But at the same, and the other final piece is the making it saleable later. Is because I look at my business as an agency. I'm like, I got this idea. I want to build it in a certain way, replace myself. That's a lot easier said than done. And it's probably going to take me another 10, 15 years to do that. But if I have this other thing though, that that either runs itself or maybe I never sell it. And I just, it's a thing forever.
And you take yourself out of the business. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that after the call about that. You can do it.
Yes,
I believe in you.
I'm pumped. Because enough about me. So anyway, if somebody wants to learn more about what you do, like where do they find you? Where's the website? Where do you hang out? Do you hang out on the X's of the world or the LinkedIn's, or where do you?
I'm all in on LinkedIn. That's really where my people roam. And it's more business and less, I don't know, politics and weird stuff.
Right.
And I don't know, clickbait. But you can go to communitygrowthacademy.school to learn about the community, or you can go to Skool and look up Community Growth Academy. And find the About page has a video all about paid community and all its advantages and about what we're doing. And
very nice. And Skool is spelled Skool.
Let me clarify that for you. It's the community is skool.com with a K, community-growth-academy. But then our site, it's .school, just like spelled the regular way.
Okay, gotcha.
Community growth .school.
Perfect. All right. Glad I clarified that.
And did I give you the free case study to about how I built and sold the den? Did I give you a link to that?
I don't know. You can.
Well, I can do that as well. It's a long thing, but I'll give it to you to put with the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
Yeah. So I wrote like 3,000 words on much more detail on how I built the den and how I sold it and all. So your folks can have that.
We'll put that with the show notes. Well, Carol, it's been a real pleasure. I hope this isn't the last time we talk. I would love to have you back someday to talk more about this stuff. I love this kind of thing.
Yeah, me too.
It's cool. And maybe as I build my first community, we can chat. Anyway, but
in the modern
I
era.
appreciate everything. Yes. But I appreciate you sharing and it's very inspiring. Until next time.
Yeah. Appreciate the chance to talk paid community.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Builders Podcast. One more quick note about our sponsors. At Unified Web Design, we're passionate about doing better together, partnering with agencies and businesses to deliver exceptional web design, development, and ongoing support. And UnifiedLabs.ai is where we explore smart, practical ways to integrate AI directly into your website and e-commerce flows. From intelligent chatbots to marketing automation to back-end reporting, all with a strong focus on user experience and making your systems work smarter. If you haven't already, subscribe or follow to stay updated on future episodes. And if you enjoyed today's conversation, sharing it with someone who might benefit helps us grow this amazing community. Until next time, keep building smarter, bolder, and with purpose.